Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. No website, I don't believe, but it is a Hay House item. So if you go into Hay House, you'll probably find this. And I'm assuming a bunch of stuff. I want to say Hay House has been around for a long time. I want to say, unless my brain is offline, which is possible. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. There is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. It's here at the bottom. So if you want to search out more stuff by that person or just travel down that road, you can travel down that road. Alright, what do we have for Sagittarius? What do we have for Sagittarius? Okay. I like this. I'm kind of like curious how this is playing out. Thankfully, this is going into a very good energy. Okay, let's just start. Because I'm like, the energy, like I think I'm trying to absorb too much at once. Let's just start at the beginning. That's always fun, right? Power, there's a lot of energy here. Power, literally the Power card with the Queen of Cups. These two together especially kind of feels like I'm containing something. I do feel like I'm containing it. I'm very, like, I got a lot of energy behind it. Like, when I'm getting Power with the Queen of Emotions here, which is the Queen of Cups, I'm, like, really invested in, like, I need this outcome. It's kind of like, it's not like I want this outcome, it's like I need this outcome. And I'm being very controlled and careful. Very private. There's people around me. I feel like there's people around me I do trust, but I'm just like, I'm still keeping it to myself just because it seems like it works better for me. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It's just like, I need to keep this in control with me, so I'm not really saying much about it. Like, it's not like you're keeping a secret for, like, because you don't trust people. It's not like that. It's kind of like I'm keeping it to myself because I need to keep it within me. I'm kind of developing it. And if I don't say anything just now, I can develop it and do what I want without people having any expectations. And the other side here, the energy is the Seven of Cups with Faith. The Seven of Cups, it's like a lot of options, dreams, sometimes possibilities. It depends. What do we got going on here? The Seven of Cups, it's like, sometimes it's like the fight between fantasy and reality, depending on what's going on with it. And this has faith with it. Kind of like a lot of thoughts, a lot of hope, a lot of aspirations. But the thing is with the Seven of Cups, something has to pull it into reality. The Seven of Cups, I think, is a good card. I'm Pisces, though. So, because it's like dreams and thoughts and developing something forward. But the trick is with the Seven of Cups, something else has to pull it into reality. I don't know about faith alone being enough. You know, we can kind of work that however we see fit, but something has to pull it into reality. And I'm getting here, like, there's definitely a need to move something forward. I'm not sure this energy is it really explaining anything? I don't feel like this energy is explaining anything. There's a lot of hopes and desires, but not a lot of explanation. Only because I'm a Pisces, I think I'm feeling this. Like, the Seven of Cups is a great card, but and this is the energy you're dealing with. If nothing is done to pull these dreams into reality, I don't know. I mean, unless it's being used as like an emotional escape or like a way to de-stress, maybe, that's okay. But again, it doesn't become reality just by itself. It's kind of like you have to take that dream and put it into reality. It has to touch down in some way. Now, there's energy between you and whoever this is, which you have the Queen of Emotions. They have the Seven of Emotions. These are cup cards. This is the Page of Cups, Page of Emotions. So there is, like, I feel like there's energy coming in between the two of you, but there's not direct communication from the other side. And I'm not really a fan of it, but I'm getting fear is basically coming on. Like, neither side knows where the other is going. Yeah, I feel like you're the one with more control at this point, because I do feel action connected with your energy. You've got power, you've got the Queen of Cups, you've got energy coming through, pushing something forward. This is what's creating something in actual reality, like in tangible reality. Your energy is creating something, and that's what this takes. Like, you can't just have thought. You got to take that thought, you got to take that dream and put it into reality. And you're taking your dreams and you're putting that into reality. I mean, you'd have the Queen of Cups there. Now, as this keeps coming forward, are they not saying anything? I feel like I'm lightly guiding things. Fruition, awakening, and the Fool are all face down. I think they're helping, but quietly. Is this good, bad, or indifferent? Because I feel like you're taking the lead on this. I don't think you're trying to. You're just staying in motion. I don't know how to say this, because it's kind of like, well, how could you not be the leader if you're moving it forward? I don't get it. You get the Five of Pentacles. So it's almost like you're starting a project and just hoping people will just kind of link in and realize this is what needs to be done next and just help. And at first it's not happening. I'm getting, you got the Five of Pentacles on your side. And in the environment we got, it's basically judgment and fruition. Kind of like, they're still not conveying their dreams. But I'm realizing, like, as you step forward and you're creating something, even though I don't feel like you're, like, the technical title of leader, I don't see you grabbing that. I think you actually are kind of taking the leader role, but you're not claiming it. Like I said, we're doing this. Like, I think that makes sense. I think Sagittarians will get that. Like, you're technically becoming the leader, but you're not trying to grab the title. You're just, because of what you're doing, you're just defaulting. Almost defaulting to it, because you're the one taking action. And they have to accept that. Judgment has been passed. You're creating something. If they wanted something to be created, they needed to communicate. If they had communicated, who knows what would have happened, but I don't get that communication happening. At first, I don't see you getting a lot of support on that. You're creating something, but you're like, well, and you just keep moving forward. I just feel like you're not into talking about it, you're more into doing. And it's kind of like you just take it piece by piece. If they don't want to help, you're just kind of like moving on your own momentum. I've got myself to look after. I don't have time to look out after other people. Not in this situation anyway, but if they want to come in and add in and help, great. Four of Wands comes in with the Star. I feel like, see, because I'm getting the Fool in the environment, somebody's asking questions, like what's going on, what are you doing, how far have you been with this, how far are we going with this. I keep moving forward is what I'm seeing. Your energy is naturally moving forward. You're stabilizing it. You've kind of made like, well, I've made up my mind and I'm going to keep moving forward. You are, like, if somebody's asking you what you're doing, you're like, well, this is what I'm doing. But if you want to be a part of it, that needs to get done over there. It just seems so uneventful to me. And people are just kind of taking it like, okay, I'll do that. It seems very uneventful. Yeah, it does seem to help. Because it seems almost passive-aggressive. I'm doing this. If you want to help me with that, what I'm doing, that needs to get done, so go ahead and do that. It's kind of like that. Kind of like you're not telling somebody to do that. You're just basically saying, if you want to help, that needs to get done. And you're getting that support at that point. This is very weird to me. Because it comes together and they seem to be like, well, the Sagittarius is doing something with it. So let's just follow what the Sagittarius is doing. It's a situation that something needs to be done. Something needs to move forward. And I feel like, well, what I wanted to do isn't going to happen, but what the Sagittarius is moving towards, that sounds good. Might as well go with it. And I feel like they're assisting you in your goal because they want to be a part of the outcome. So they're like, well, if I help the Sagittarius, they'll let me stay around for the party. If I help set up with the party and cook and do all that stuff, they'll let me stay around for the party as long as I contribute and I help them. And so they're helping you. This is good. Still, I feel like the energy is still kind of awkward, though. It feels awkward to me. Because you get the outcome you do want. It says new beginnings. Okay. Because I'm like, this is the beginning? It seems strange to me. I'm getting the new beginning is here because you got the outcome you wanted, but now because you got the outcome you wanted and people assisted you to get there, they're looking at you to lead it forward again. Whatever you did, they're like, okay, we're ready. Tell us when you're ready. We'll do the next one too. And you're kind of like, oh, I guess. This is a pattern. It's either continuation or starting of a new pattern. You've done this, and they're like, it's like they just look to you for the leadership. I feel like you can make this kind of easier on yourself. If you've already been elected, it's like you've been elected the leader. It's kind of like, well, I wasn't running for office, but I got elected the leader anyway, so I guess I'm here. What I'm getting is, if you, whatever the topic is, whatever the event is, if you just like create yourself a little list, this is what I'm doing, and then you just break it down into respectable pieces, whatever pieces you think it needs to be done. Assign yourself what you want to do. And then whoever helped you in this last situation, pull them close to you and ask them, could you do this, could you do that? Whatever other things you need done. I feel like it's the easiest on you. Especially because you can work ahead of the situation. Kind of like, I have these 5 things I need to do. I'm going to do number 3 and 5. But I'm going to see if I can get these other couple people to start number 1. And if I get them ahead of, like if I get them to start on that now, if they kind of slip or fall backwards, I can easily get involved and keep it going. And they said they'd help, and as long as they help, I'll let them be a part of the outcome. So I'll just keep in touch with them, and I'll keep working on these other things. I'll start working on part 3, just so that way when my time comes in, I'll have things already lined up, so I just got to put it into place. And I'll also do that with part 5, because I'm going to make sure I'm a part of part 5. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like if you do that, that's the easiest way to do it. It's definitely elective of what you're going to do, but I feel like that's the advice for this. Like, just kind of roll with it. Because the sooner you kind of link into it and just kind of take that mantle, the easier it'll be, the better your outcome. It's kind of like, if you have a 1 to scale outcome, 10 being the 1 to 10 outcome, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. If you just kind of let it kind of move forward on its own, you're going to get like a 5 outcome. If you take a hold of the reins like this, you'll have anywhere from an 8 to a 10 outcome, depending on what's going on here and how you manage it and what's important to you. People are looking to you for leadership. It's weird because I think this happens to Sagittarius, because I've known a few, and I hear a lot of them say that they're not. I've heard a few of them actually say that they're not the leader, even though they literally are the leader. I think it's like, they just tend to lead and they don't really want to. They just kind of end up doing it because it's kind of like, if I don't start moving, nobody else will. And then people keep looking to the Sagittarius for direction, and they're like, can't you just do it? Like, why do you keep asking me? Can't you just do it? Let me know below what you feel, clearly. Because a Sagittarian would know better than I am, not a Sagittarian. Because I see them, like, this is success, but I feel like the way it's angled, this card was angled more like that, like they're looking up. Like, what do you want us to do, Sagittarius? And you're like, all right, just go do that. Action happens, attraction, action. There's an action card here, isn't there? Not on this deck here, not on the table, but they're attracted to it. You just tell them what to do. It'll start moving forward. They feel like success is dependent on you. If they just keep up their part of the bargain and just follow what you need done, success will happen. And they have a lot of faith in you. That's always good. You definitely want to discern. You got discernment with Page of Voices here, which is a Page of Wands. A Page of Swords, Page of Air. You make sure not all the responsibility is like dumped on you. What do we mean by that? Like, you want to reiterate to some people, like, I'm only one person and I am human. I have a pulse. So I'm going to try to make this move forward, but you all have to look out too. You have to own your piece, and if something doesn't look right, you got to let me know. Don't just expect me to be, cleaning up after you like your mom, because I'm not your mom or your dad or whoever. I'm not your parent. I'm not your caretaker. Caretaker, that's what we're looking for. Took me long enough to get there. I'm not your caretaker. You own a piece of this responsibility, and you might want to reiterate that every now and then. You own a piece of responsibility too, whoever's helping you. Not you, Sagittarius, but whoever's helping you. Make sure you look out for yourself. I'm not your caregiver. I'm not going to go around and make sure you cleaned everything properly and make sure you passed everything correctly and that everything's where it's supposed to be and you put all the spices in the pot or whatever. I'm depending on you to do what you should do, so police yourself. And if you see something that's off, let me know and we'll deal with it as we need to. I'm not going to be cleaning up after you. Keep that in mind with this whole situation, because especially with this page of wands. No. Okay. It's not the page of wands, but it's a page of swords, really. Page of voices of swords. But I'm kidding, watch what's being done. You don't want to police it, but if you happen to catch something, make a little bit of a big deal about it. Listen, don't depend on me to come around and check your work. You check your work. You person helping the Sagittarius. You check your work and let me know if something goes off. Don't depend on me to be the nursemaid here, the caregiver, the doctor, the, whatever you want to call it, the police person, whatever you want to call it. Don't depend on me to do that. You keep an eye on it and tell me and I'll help you. Keep me in line on what you're doing. Let me know what's going on. But I'm not the caregiver here. Don't depend on me for that. If you just keep reiterating that every now and then, I feel like it'll click with the people you're working with. At least, it's a general read, I know. But other people will. I feel like other people might police others. If you have 5 people helping you, a couple of them will be like, well, the Sagittarius is right. They shouldn't have to, be the caregiver for all of us. It's true. But you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do, but I don't know about so-and-so. So I'm going to keep an eye on so-and-so for the Sagittarius. I don't know what you want to do with that, but that dynamic seems like it's there to be created. So something, food for thought, I guess. Food for thought. All right, I think we're there. All right, that's what I got. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Some people have mentioned they'd like to leave a little tip every now and then, so I did also add that information below. So if you're interested, thank you. If you're not, that's cool. Have a good day.